Good evening and good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate. We spoke about vaccination in the first part. We now get you a mega exclusive report, a detailed analysis of how elections took precedence in our country over lives of people. From the states of Tamil Nadu, Assam, and of course in the state of West Bengal, where still 4 more phases of elections are left. The one trend that has emerged is that while everybody was in campaign mode, testing for coronavirus went down. So while the second wave hit our country and hit state after state, bringing us to the position we are in tonight, in these poll states, testing dropped. Is the first tool against coronavirus. Kerala was the only outlier if we do a like-to-like comparison from 6 months ago to now that actually saw higher level of testing even during elections. Let me take you through the highlights of what these numbers show. First highlight is that there is a fall in testing numbers in 3 poll states. 3 poll states, one of them still in elections, 2 have just finished. Takeaway 2, the testing is lower in poll states even as the second wave hit, and the comparison is from 6 months ago, from August, when it was peaking everywhere. Takeaway 3, in Bengal, the testing is actually almost half of what it was in August. Takeaway 4, in Tamil Nadu, there was a major drop if you compare August to Feb, but there has been improvement in March. Takeaway 5, in Assam, testing went down to 1/4 of what it was in August in the month of February and March. 1/4. And even in those abysmal testing numbers, only 20% were RT-PCR tests in Assam. I'm sure you know that the rule for every state is 70-30. 70% RT-PCR tests, 30% antigen tests of all that you do. And the last takeaway, of course, Kerala, that conducted more tests in polling seasons, but it did not do enough RT-PCR. It wasn't at 70%. Ayushman has brought this data for us, broke this story for us. Ayushman, so what we've been saying all this while about massive rallies and mask violations, that wasn't just the only problem this election season. The other problem was that our testing went low as well.
Well, Tanvi, what the common procedure is, the more you test, the more you detect, and that's how more you track and then you treat. What has happened in these states? We were curious. We wanted to know what is happening in the poll-bound states. So when we went through these data, we found that states approaching the first peak, they performed well, whatever little capacity that they had during the first surge. But this time, despite having the capacity, since the entire machinery was involved in the election mechanism and all the rallies and road shows, it seems that entire focus was on only election mechanism and the testing was thrown out of the window. You see Assam, where one of the important ministers made the remark that you don't need to wear a mask. That state was conducting only 20%, that is only 20,000 or 40,000 around RT-PCR test, which is horrible. If other state would have conducted it, if you see the situation with Bengal, nearly half of its capacity. Come to Kerala. Kerala is going at 50% of RT-PCR. They have increased the number. And even Tamil Nadu, where the rallies are taking place, in Tamil Nadu also, you don't find the number touching the height that it was in first surge. So all in all, Tanvi, we found that the more of the states mechanism was involved in electoral business, the poll campaigning and road shows, That is the perhaps reason why you don't see the kind of jump that you see in other states' number. These poll-bound states have not tested enough, and that is perhaps one reason why you don't see these numbers coming from these states, despite these humongous rallies that we see on a daily basis.
While Ayushman, we've been saying what's going on, especially in states like Bengal or even Assam, where, like you rightly pointed out, that the minister himself said, you don't have to wear a mask here. There is no coronavirus in our state. They don't know whether it's there because they haven't been testing. The testing went down to 1/4, Ayushman. And while Kerala and Tamil Nadu did show increase, it's probably because they were still better off in testing than Bengal and Assam was. So these are very, very valuable numbers and statistics that you've got for us, and they tell so many stories that we will, keep reminding to our viewers. Ayushman, very quickly, one more aspect is about RT-PCR testing. Even in these abysmally low numbers, there is barely any RT-PCR testing in Assam.
And in fact, if you see the overall number, like when Mirror Now got this data and when we were working on it, we saw that the state of Assam in past 2 months, because remember the health ministry is saying that February first week is the time that when we have seen a dip of 8,000, and from there on the cases have started going up. So that was the time time frame that we wanted to know the numbers. And the state has only tested about 40,000 samples in RT-PCR. Now see what has happened today. Today, Assam administration, the government of Assam has said anybody coming from Maharashtra, even if they have a RT-PCR result, they will again be tested at the airport. Now, see the dichotomy. The government says 2 days ago, or the data shows that they are not at all testing, but when they say that the number is rising, they say that they will do it on their own request. Now, this is what is happening. RT-PCR number in West Bengal somewhere in 60%, but that is still we can see. But in Assam, it is very bad because most of the tests were being done on antigen, of which we know there is only 50% chance of an asymptomatic person getting caught. Gold line standard says RT-PCR should be done, and it is very, very important to highlight that health ministry itself has said that you need to have a 70-30 combination, which is not being followed, and that too at a time when you are having rallies and you are approaching a second surge. And Tanvi, mind you, the health ministry has already said that we still got to be cautious for 4 weeks, and there is a state in India which is not testing even 50% of RT-PCR of the total sample. That is worrying factor.
Yes, absolutely, Ayushman, and that is the state of Bengal, where the doctors have also now come out and said, please curb the rallies, please curb the election events, because COVID seems to be spreading. They know it because they're getting those many cases. I don't know what the statistics will show officially, but that is what even the medical experts of the state of West Bengal are saying. Ayushman, thanks so much for bringing us this story. I'm going to open it up to our panelists, and I'll tell you why this is important. You say, why are we debating lower testing in election-bound states? Because viewers, this is just another example of how, when it comes to elections, nothing else seems to have mattered to our netas. That not only did they carry out mass violations day after day after day for 2 sustained months, or at least 1.5 months of active campaigning, all political parties, the visuals for everybody to see from every single political party's campaign. Not only did they do this to us in the middle of a pandemic, they even stepped down on tracking COVID, on testing COVID. And here is the worst part. 1 day after election was over in Tamil Nadu, 1 day, the state has turned around and brought back the restrictions, put you in lockdown, shut down your businesses, brought in restrictions for your weddings, made it difficult for you to attend that funeral, make that final goodbye to your relative. So you now follow these rules, because elections in Tamil Nadu are done, in Kerala are done, in Assam are done. And now they will talk about how big the COVID challenge is. I say good evening to the panelists joining me right now. Pramod Swami of spokesperson for the BJP from Assam, joining us this evening. Suparna Moitra, spokesperson for TMC. Madhukar Yaski, spokesperson and former member of parliament for Lok Sabha for Congress Party, joining me this evening as well. Dr. Sundaram, global coordinator of People's Health Movement and former executive director for National Health System, joins us this evening. And Professor Dr. Lahiri of Apollo Gleneagles Hospital, Kolkata, joins us this evening. Now, I actually want to start off with West Bengal purely because this is one state which is still in election mode. And so let me start off with Professor Lahiri and ask him this question, Professor. Is this a concern? We don't know too much about the numbers of daily cases and testing levels. I mean, testing levels we see have dropped significantly, but how quickly is the infection spreading there?
Very much for opportunity and inviting me to this August panel. Actually, the situation is here very serious, and I'll just correct a little. The highest level of testing was done last year. That was about 45,000. Now we have reached about 33%, not 33,000, not exactly half. And the highest number of positives last year was about 4,100 something. Today, the positive was 2,783. So we are inching ahead to that. So our main concern as a doctor, we feel really let down, not just by general public, but complete, they forgot there is a COVID situation, there's a pandemic situation. Nobody, 1 to 2% is wearing the mask, nobody is maintaining the physical distancing, and less we discuss about the political parties is the better, because there is a guideline by the election commission that you should do this, you should not do this, like a 5%, you'll be astonished if you just open up the election commission guideline, that 5% can go to a voter, and including the candidate and the bodyguard, that and maximum 5 cars in a rally, and you need to put on the mask every time. You need to, and forget about lakhs of thousands and people are gathering in rallies. Nobody is maintaining. And I would tell that this is the time when the pandemic rule is there and all the states are under the election commission. Is it not the duty of the election commission to impose it very strictly, all the masks, all the guidelines, and let not the public, and the onus is now on the election commission. So we wrote a letter to the election commission on the 18th, because on 26th of February, it was the election commission who beautifully flowery language that we are doing this. We have done it wonderfully in Rajya Sabha election. We have done nicely in Bihar. And now this Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, Assam, Puducherry, we'll do it very nicely. But what we are witnessing every day is horrific, to say the less. So it is in front of everybody that it's not exactly COVID fatigue. We cannot always blame the general people, the administrator, the election commission. Everybody should take the onus, and the political parties.
Yes, no, and I want to ask this to the political parties because, well, the election commission obviously doesn't have the wherewithal. They're already overburdened and overwhelmed with the dozens of complaints that political parties are filing against each other, simply in a game of math. But Suparna Moitra, at the end of the day, these are your people. This is your state, and you are still in power. Is this all right? To brazenly violate norms for just 1.5 months and not even bother to track COVID or the impact that your rallies may be having on COVID?
Good evening to all the respected panelists. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Now, there was a debate, and I would like to thank you and Mirror Now for really bringing these issues to light. But let me ask a simple question. How possibly, because the leaders, like say Mamata Banerjee, the chief minister and the number one face, she wears the mask, she asks people to maintain social distance, wear masks, encourage people to do sanitization of their hands and otherwise. But honestly speaking, it's I really don't know what is the answer. Can the rallies stop? The election commission, we are written to the election commission that why can't you have a three-phase election? But then, if I would say that, then our opponent would say that no, the situation is conducive enough to have only three-phase election, so we need to switch it to 8 phases. So within the given framework, what is the possible solution? I think all of us are at a wit's end to admit that.
No, but are you saying it's the people's fault? They are the ones who violate the norms, even though Mamata Banerjee has been telling them to wear a mask and maintain distance?
No, Ms. Shukla, I never said that.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this. Unfortunately, the reality is the elections have become the most important event for a country. And people have started believing that everything can wait, but elections can't wait.
Yes, but why has the testing gone down? Mr. Moitra, okay, you tell me you are helpless because elections have been announced. You have to take on the BJP. If the BJP is holding grand rallies, you also have to hold grand rallies. You also have to reach out to the people. All right, let's keep that aside for a minute. Why has the testing gone down by half than what you were doing when cases were, high in the month of August? What explains that?
The point is this. I was hearing Sri Ayushman ji explaining this entire situation at the outset. But I would also like to know from both you and Ayushman ji, since he's not there in the panel anymore, that is there any legality that possibly could be established between the elections taking place in Bengal and the testing going down? That was one question I would have had for him. I would have also liked to be enlightened on that. And since Dr. Lahiri is on the panel, I'd be very happy if he could explain that what is the possible reason he sees for the testing to have gone down. I would be very happy to be enlightened on that. This is not a political discussion. This is a thing which concerns the interest and the health of the people of the country. So this is not about politics. So we all need to coordinate.
So I will explain to you. It's very simple. I mean, unless the Bengal government tomorrow comes out with another kind of explanation, it's actually very simple. You don't want the narrative to become about extremely high cases in the state when election season is going on, when poll season is going on. You want to control the narrative and talk about what your promises are, what you want to do, and once the elections are over, you can go back. And I'll give you a classic example. That classic example actually comes from Tamil Nadu, because in Tamil Nadu, the testing dropped significantly from August to Feb. Thankfully, it was stepped up in the month of March. It's still nowhere close to what they should be doing, but they now know that they have to do that, and they have brought in restrictions. Mr. Moitra, listen to this. This is the beauty of it. 6th of April, polling was held in Tamil Nadu. 8th of April, they've come out and said, okay, now malls, restaurants, hotels, everything works at 50% capacity. Malls, 50% capacity. Gatherings clipped down. Number of people who can attend these gatherings has now been clipped down. We will now bring in night restrictions and everything else. Now that the elections are over, simply because that cannot be the hurdle when you are campaigning, that cannot be the narrative when you are making promises of development and a beautiful life to the people. That's as simple as it is. But let me bring in Dr. Sundaraman and ask him this question.
But please allow me one-line response to that, Ms. Shukla.
Yes, okay. What is your response? You disagree?
The response is that you very beautifully articulated the way you interpret it. Let me tell you, we have been asking the central government to let us know about the plans with regard to the preparedness and the execution as far as the vaccines are concerned. We have been mentioning to them that are going up. What have you got to hide?
No, Mr. Moitra. So, Mr. Moitra, I am not going to allow you to go down that road. We've had just an hour of exhaustive discussion and debate on vaccine. That's a completely different thing. I am with you on that, and we've had that conversation. Right now, the onus and the responsibility is on states to ensure high testing. That is totally up to the states. Vaccines is a completely different conversation that you and I can have another day, and I'll invite you on one of those panels. But let me go across to Dr. Thiagarajan. Dr. Thiagarajan.
Yes.
Is there a correlation, or is it simply because we've now realized we need to test more?
Your observation on Tamil Nadu was right on the dot. In fact, even the general public seems to be aware that on the next day they are going to take up the issue, and they are just waiting for the elections to be over. But there were two other factors that go along with elections. One was a serious degree of complacency about the second wave itself. And for some parts of the scientific community had also predicted that the epidemic will be over in February. There was a DST model. There were virologists who had gone on record saying we are over with the epidemic. And the coming down in November was treated as if this event was over, whereas they should have known from international experience that the second wave comes, and if you're careless, the second wave is very serious. The third factor, other than elections and this, was that in these times, disease surveillance is very important. Actually, what this lower testing reflects is that the minimum standards of disease surveillance that you need to do outside hotspots so that you are alert to the development of new clusters when there are few cases. When a lot of clusters come together and snowball, you have a wave. But when you catch them when they are small clusters, then you are able to contain them. So some countries did it very well there and others lost it. We lost it because in these clusters, the whole lowering of things shows that our whole surveillance mechanism had been extremely weak in this period, even a certain degree of denial of the problem of COVID. So it's not only in the general public, it's in the policymaker, it is in the politician on the road show who's brazening the fact that he is not wearing a mask and meeting people on that. And finally, I think a fourth thing is this whole thing about masking and social distancing. Come off it. We have done 40 years of public health. As public health people, we should be ashamed that we do not have a more sophisticated communication strategy where we segment the audience, see what problems are there, what are the social determinants, and address messages and media and communicators to that problem. Instead, you have one blunt message that people are irresponsible, as if you can choose another people for you to govern. The whole point about it is that you have to actually tailor your entire public education strategy to bring about a change. It's called the behavior change communication. It's old news in the public health community. But unfortunately, I think within the whole area of this implementation, we still go on with this mask everywhere.
So, in fact, Dr. Thiagarajan, what you said is, extremely on point. The communication part that you raised, getting this point across to the people. But from where I see it, the only message that people are getting is that large rallies are okay. COVID must have been gone. COVID must be gone. Look at our netas, look at the rallies they've held across the states. And Kerala, Tamil Nadu doesn't seem to have such high cases like Maharashtra does. Assam has no cases. Assam minister in an interview just a few days ago said, well, you don't need to wear a mask. There is no COVID here. That was the messaging that came in. In Bengal, nobody seems to be bothered. Half the politicians who are campaigning are seen without the mask. So the messaging actually is the other big problem, where people are going to see this and say, why are you asking me to shut down my shop? Why are you asking me to observe night curfew? Isn't that true? Mr. Madhugowrioski, why are we asking the people to pay a fine for the mask when the netas won't wear it?
And first, to begin with, let me appreciate and join my TMC representative to you bringing this debate, which is questioning the society itself and the netas also. You rightly question. Isn't it the responsibility of the government? Isn't it the responsibility of the PM and the state governments? Is it not the responsibility of the Prime Minister when he's speaking about addressing the nation when lockdown has happened? Have you ever addressed in the recent past? Has Prime Minister of the country has ever wearing even mask in the rallies? I'm not excluding my party or any party. You see Rahul Gandhi always wearing a mask. So here the Prime Minister, the Home Minister who's responsible, never seen in the rallies wearing even the mask. The RT-PCR test has to be done. I personally affected. I lost a family member, brother-in-law. My mother is suffering with the COVID positive at home. So what are we doing here? Why the government, like PM CARE collected billions of rupees, what is it doing about it? You rightly questioned the every state governments, be it in a Congress, BJP, or any opposition ruled states, RT-PCR test has to be done. The Dr. Thagarajan and other doctor rightly said it. This is the only way to contain. It's not in a secret. It's an open secret. Everyone knows that second wave is coming. What is our Prime Minister is doing about it? You see the President Biden's statement today. It is a life and death situation for survival of America. Is Prime Minister during his Mann Ki Baat ever said it? The second wave is coming. Is he sensitizing the Chief Minister? Is it directing the Chief Minister? What is the funds he's collected as he given to the states to conduct RT-PCR test widely across the states? Why the Health Ministry not conducting daily press briefing, which they were doing it? Why the Chief Ministers of concerned state and Prime Minister not addressing the respective states and this country? So is it total failure of the government who are in power, particularly the central government? And Pradhan Mantri used to say, जब तक दवा नहीं दिला ही नहीं होना चाहिए.
Mr. Yasky, why are you only talking about the central government? What about the Tamil Nadu government, the Assam government and the West Bengal government? They don't need to be told that you have to ramp up RT-PCR testing when cases go up, and otherwise also that the percentage breakup between RT-PCR and antigen is 70 to 30, and the only way to control COVID is to test, test and test. That everybody knows by now. We've all learned that in 1 year.
Of the states who are doing it right, including Telangana government. The Chief Minister said, this is nothing but take this paracetamol. On the floor of the assembly said it. If this is the attitude of the Chief Ministers, it's a criminal negligence.
Yes.
These Chief Ministers and governments are criminally liable for making citizens of this country to suffer.
Okay.
As I said, I personally lost my family members here. And likewise, many of thousands of people are losing their family members because of the negligence of the state governments and central government.
Okay, and anybody else who wants to get power, because it's not as if any party objected to the mass rallies when they were happening or the lower testing. So we held mass rallies, we lowered the testing, so we wouldn't know and people wouldn't know that coronavirus was still there amongst them. And I want to ask this question to Pramod Swami before I go to Mr. Pugayandi. Mr. Pramod Swami, in your state, your testing has come down by 1/4 in 6 months. You're barely doing any RT-PCR testing. Then on what authority is your minister saying that there is no COVID in Assam, you don't need to wear a mask?
हाँ, देखिए ऐसा है कि आसाम में जो प्रतिदिन जो केस की संक्रमण की संख्या है वो 100 से नीचे थी और आसाम गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत अच्छा कोरोना को नियंत्रण करने के लिए काम किया और हमारा जो रिकवरी रेट है वो 98.56% रहा आसाम में और यहाँ 74 लाख करीब टेस्टिंग हुए जिसमें से 2,18,000 करीब पॉजिटिव पाए। 11 लाख लोगों को हमने पहला डोज दे दिया है और 2 लाख लोगों को दूसरा डोज भी आसाम गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से हमने दिया है। तो ये आप जो कह रहे हैं आसाम में कोविड को पूरी तरह से हम नियंत्रण में है, लेकिन ये एक ऐसी आपदा है जिसका हम लोगों को राजनीति से ऊपर उठ करके इसका हमें समाधान निकालना पड़ेगा।
नहीं,
और आज माननीय
प्रमोद स्वामी जी, ये जो आंकड़े आपने मुझे बताए, ये आंकड़े किसी काम के नहीं, क्योंकि आप पता ही नहीं करना चाह रहे हैं कि कितने केसेस हैं। आप 8 लाख 8.5 लाख टेस्ट कर रहे थे अगस्त में, आप 2 लाख टेस्ट करे फरवरी में और मार्च में। पता कैसे चलेगा कितने केसेस है और कितना फैल रहा है? पूरे देश में जब दूसरी लहर आ चुकी है तो पूरे देश ने कंट्रोल कर लिया था। हर केरला से लेके महाराष्ट्र तक और असम तक सबने कंट्रोल कर लिया था। पर आपके मंत्री जी को तो अप्रैल के महीने में नहीं पता कि कोरोना वापस आ गया है और सेकेंड वेव चल रही है।
कह रहा है कि मास्क पहनने की जरूरत नहीं।
आप
कितनी गैर जिम्मेदारी की बात है।
अरे आप सुन लीजिए ना, आप जब बोले बीच में मैं नहीं बोला, आप दूसरे की भी बात सुनिए, मेरे
जनाब,
रखिए।
आपके सुनने के लिए हम
अरे ज्यादा
तैयार
ज्यादा
हैं,
राजनीति
ये पूछ रहे हैं।
ज्यादा राजनीति मत
आपके
करिए
तो
भैया,
मंत्री
ज्यादा
राजनीति
राजनीति
की
मत
ठीक है
बात
ठीक
करिए।
है,
नहीं
जवाब
कहने
दीजिए,
हैं।
जवाब
सुनिए,
दीजिए, जवाब इस
अरे
बात का
क्या
दीजिए कि ये क्या सही बोलना है कि कोविड चला गया? अब आप टेस्ट ही नहीं करेंगे तो पता कैसे चलेगा कोविड है कि नहीं?
देखिए मैडम, मैंने सबकी बातों को ध्यानपूर्वक सुना
जी
और एक स्वस्थ चर्चा के लिए आप मुझे बोलने का कम से कम मौका दें। मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि आसाम में जो कोरोना संक्रमण की संख्या है वो डेली जो है प्रतिदिन 100 केस से नीचे है और हमारा जो रिकवरी रेट था वो 98.56% था, जो भारत वर्ष में सबसे बेहतर है। और आज इसके पहले आप किसी से भी इस बात की जानकारी ले लीजिए कि आसाम गवर्नमेंट ने कोरोना को नियंत्रण करने के लिए बेहतरीन काम किया, जिसकी प्रशंसा हमारे बड़े से बड़े आलोचक भी कर रहे हैं। दूसरी बात मैंने आपने कही कि टेस्टिंग की, तो 74 लाख लोगों की हमने जांच की है आसाम में और जिसमें 2,18,000 लोग
ये
पॉजिटिव पाए गए
74
हैं।
लाख लोगों की जांच आपने कब करी? अच्छा, आप मुझे आंकड़े बता रहे हैं तो
ये
सही से बताएं।
टोटल
टोटल
टोटल आंकड़ा मैंने
एक
बताया।
साल में?
हाँ टोटल पूरा 74 लाख का और 11
जी,
लाख लोगों को हम
तो
अभी
ऐसे नहीं होता है प्रमोद स्वामी जी। शायद आपको और आपके मंत्री को और सरकार को ये सीखने की जरूरत है। हर हफ्ते टेस्टिंग करनी पड़ती है, हर महीने करनी पड़ती है और रोज
मैंने
करनी
आपको
पड़ती है।
टोटल आंकड़ा
हर
बताया।
दिन
बड़े
करनी
शहरों
पड़ती है।
में बड़े शहरों में
11
रोज 1-1 लाख टेस्ट हो रहे हैं। मैं आपको बता रही हूँ आपके ही राज्य का आंकड़ा। आपने 8 लाख टेस्ट किए अगस्त में और आपने 2 लाख टेस्ट किए मार्च में। अब आप मुझे ये बताएं कि 8 लाख से 2 लाख क्यों हो गया?
74 लाख का आंकड़ा दिया है, टोटल 74 लाख का
टोटल
आंकड़ा
का मैं
मैंने
क्या
आपको
करूं?
दिया है।
सेकेंड वेव अभी आ रही है।
अभी तो
आपने
वेव
पिछले
अभी
साल
तो
क्या
है ना।
किया उससे मैं क्या करूं?
नहीं, अभी सुन लीजिए
नहीं नहीं,
और 11
दूसरी
लाख
वेव
लोगों
अभी
को
आई है
पहली
ना।
डोज हम दे
आपने
चुके।
पिछले साल क्या
11
किया
लाख
उसका क्या करेंगे प्रमोद स्वामी जी? पिछले साल जो क्या है वो
मैं
हो
बता
गया।
रहा हूँ।
कोरोना वायरस
मैं
अभी
बता
बढ़ रहा
रहा हूँ।
है हर देश में, हर राज्य में।
अरे मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, 11 लाख लोगों को हम पहला डोज दे चुके हैं, 2 लाख लोगों को सेकेंड डोज भी हम दे चुके हैं और हमारे यहाँ अभी कोरोना नियंत्रण में है और यहाँ मात्र प्रतिदिन 100 से नीचे केस आ रहे हैं। और जरूरत होगी, जैसे आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा, 11 अप्रैल से 14 अप्रैल तक पूरे देश में जो टीकाकरण उत्सव की बात उन्होंने की है, माइक्रो कंटेनमेंट जोन पर फोकस देने की बात कही है, दवाई और कड़ाई की बात कही है,
जी।
टेस्ट ट्रैकिंग एंड ट्रीटमेंट की बात
सबसे
कही
पहले
है।
वही बात
इसके
की है।
ऊपर
सही,
निश्चित
बहुत सही कहा आपने।
तन्वी
सबसे
जी,
पहले प्रधानमंत्री ने
प्रमोद जी
यही
से
बात
सीधा
की है।
प्रश्न है।
टेस्टिंग 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 वही नहीं कर रहा है आपका राज्य। आपके
जब
प्रधानमंत्री
टेस्ट
ने
नहीं
जो
करेंगे,
बोला वो
केस तो
सुन
कम ही
लीजिए।
दिखेगा ना।
हमारे आसाम
तन्वी जी,
ने कोरोना के
स्वामी जी, मेरे
खिलाफ जो
सीधे
लड़ाई
प्रश्न है
लड़ी
आपके
है,
लिए।
Yes,
उसको
Mr.
हमारे
मेरे
विरोधी
सीधे
भी
प्रश्न
प्रशंसा
है।
कर
Mr.
रहे हैं।
Yaski, Mr. Yaski, what are you saying? Mr. Yaski,
और कोई राजनीतिक एजेंडे के लिए अगर इस तरह की बातें
जब
कहता
आप
है
टेस्ट
तो
ही
उसको
कम
मुझे कोई
करेंगे,
जवाब
टेस्ट
देने की
नहीं करेंगे
आवश्यकता
तो
नहीं।
ऑब्वियसली केसेस कम दिखेगा।
हाँ।
आप असम में
किसने बोला
2 लाख
टेस्ट
केसेस
करेंगे?
आप
ये
खुद
तो आप बोल रहे हैं
टेस्ट
ना।
किया है।
ये आप बोल
जनाब,
रहे
आप खुद कह
हैं
रहे हैं।
नहीं नहीं, ये
आंकड़ा-
स्टेटिस्टिक्स है।
आंकड़ा-
ओके ओके
आंकड़ा-
ओके
आंकड़ा-
ओके, शांत हो जाइए, शांत हो जाइए।
आंकड़ा-
नहीं मानना है, नहीं मानना है किसी को तो ना माने। ये उस राज्य की सरकार और उस राज्य के लोगों का फिर दुर्भाग्य होगा if they don't want to believe the statistics being shown and what the experts are saying. 20 days from now, Assam will be in the middle of a massive crisis when they actually do start testing, if they actually follow what Prime Minister Modi is saying right now. But let me ask Mr. Pugayandi also this question. Mr. Pugayandi, why did your testing come down? Is it because you were busy with elections or you didn't want people to know what the situation was?
Good evening to Mirror now. That's a very good question. I accept. It's unfortunate this election that you have to blame the Election Commission of India. The second wave starts, the calendar of events also are given out. Both the things. They are all busy with the election. %50 of the people not wearing the mask now. They're thrown. Then he's bothered. Again, he like that. The situation is going on like this. So government secretary and everyone, we are in the field now. Again, we are on the road and insisting to the people to follow the ICMR, whatever the instruction from ICMR, from the government, the social distance, whatever may be. These things are going on. So not purposely.
Mr.
Not
Pugayandi,
purposely,
are
you
you
have done
saying the Election Commission is to be blamed for lower testing?
No, because that when you announce the election commission, that our friends discussed, because you know very well that all are campaigning, that people, that mass rally and everything, you cannot insist each everyone. They are not interested here also. That is because of that thing. See that huge crowd you are showing,
Yes, yes. From your rally only, AIADMK rally this is. Only social distancing is for the Neta in the van. Everybody else is not following it.
No. Not only AIADMK. All the party,
Correct.
not only AIADMK party,
Correct,
either
sir.
the Congress, either the BJP, or either the Mamta ji,
Yes.
TMC, whatever may be. That's the election campaign is.
But you have to tell me, why did the testing go down?
So because of this, all of the government stops diverted to other works and other things. Not that much. We are the number one testing compared to other states. Now we are improving. We will get it done, madam.
Well, I really don't know what to say. I am going to take it back to our experts, but I will admire Mr. Pugayandi's honesty, if nothing else, because Dr. Tyagarajan here is a politician who is saying, correct, because of elections we were busy, we had to give it priority, now we will get down to business. Dr. Tyagarajan, I think you're on mute. I can't
They
hear
want
you.
to show, Anvi, they want to show that election
switch
bonds
it on.
are doing good job
okay here.
on less
See,
cases.
See, the point is, this whole disaster management authority is under the Home Ministry. And when the Home Minister of the country is taken a move away instead of, in the election campaign, leading the campaign everywhere, a lot of it is centralized in the Prime Minister. Down the line, a signal goes that right now we take a break from certainly, much better signal would have been sent. I'm not passing judgment. A much better signal would have been sent if he had only said that because of this pandemic, I am unable to come for the campaign. I have to attend to this rising peak. Instead, all of them waited for the elections to be over, and Tamil Nadu has honestly said it, but all of them is true. The very next day, after the election, they go back into the pandemic mode, and the Prime Minister comes today on his speech. If he had come 2 weeks before and said, look, I'm not able to go to Bengal or Pondicherry, which he visited an awful number of times, he gave various people, can they just have said, that we have to focus on this, that would have made a very big different signal and statement down the line. And people would have put aside this for the elections.
I'll take a cue from Dr. Tyagarajan, and I just want to make a point that this particular virus, it doesn't understand politics. And this debate is not about politics at all. The virus attacks the Republican, Democrat, the Congress, CPIM, DMK, DMK, Bengali, Assamese, Tamil, Keralite, everyone. And even the Home Minister or the Chief Ministers of the states alike. And we all forgot that 100 years back, we had a Spanish flu where it engulfed 1/3 of the world population. 150 crore was the total population that time. 50 crore were affected. And we lost 5 to 10 crore in that horrendous situation. And in the second and third wave in Spanish flu as well. In US, in the whole of Europe, they reached the peak of second and third wave. In India, we just came down from first wave. We started celebrating as if there is no virus, no pandemic, nothing. We forgot everything. We threw away all the COVID protocol down the window. And now we are again approaching the second wave. We have reached 126,000 last night. And the situation is horrendous. I request not only the political parties, not only the general public, but also the election commission not to reinvent the wheel. Whatever is written in your books or guidebook, please implement. And it is the time that election commission should take a control and implement. And if not, if there is any particular political party, any particular leader is defaulter, should be punished as per the election commission law.
So, Professor Lahiri, because you said this and you have written to the Election Commission, you're seeking their intervention. The political parties are saying, what can we do? Well, there is an election. We need to reach out. We need to get our message out. We ask people to follow the rules. They don't follow the rules. So, what is it that you're expecting the EC to do? Suspend all campaign rallies? Is
Not
that
at all.
then what would be
Not
the
at all.
solution? Because obviously, social distancing becomes a challenge in campaigns.
This is a democratic country, and if we go through you don't have time, otherwise I could read the election the protocol how to run election during this time.
Yes.
Simply putting the mask and yes, limiting the number of vehicles, limiting the number of people in a rally. These are possible because this is a question of existence of your voters.
Correct.
All the political parties, they are serving the country. You are our servant of the people, and you want to be MLA or MP or minister, whatever. So why don't you take care of the health of your voter, sir? If your voter, if they fell ill, and if they cannot vote you, is your purpose is served? It is not. So it is your duty to take care of the health of your voter as well. So that is the point. From a humble doctor organization,
Yes.
who repeatedly tell the authorities that this is the time to act.
So let me ask Suparna Moitra this question. The rules are there, the guidelines are there. Election Commission came out with these guidelines before the Bihar elections. They've been around. They're supposed to be, each candidate is only supposed to have an X number of people with them. Their rallies are only supposed to have a limited number of people with them. Suparna Moitra, why doesn't one party, your party, that feels so much for your own state of Bengal and for the insiders living in Bengal, why don't you take the lead and set the example by saying we will follow these rules?
Yes.
Ms.
I
we
think
have-
your example got
Hello?
Dr. Tyagarajan, I'll come to you in just a bit. Let Suparna Moitra just respond that. Yeah.
Thank you. Ms. Shukla, I will only tell you that the Election Commission possibly, like the rest of all the people of India, have not had a second wave of COVID conflicting with deciding the destiny of a country. So this is really a difficult job for them as well. We really need to understand their problem also, because we don't want to be harsh about the Election Commission at all points of time, one. And may I, taking a cue from you, Ms. Shukla, may I request the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Home Minister to say that from tomorrow onwards, we decide to hold virtual rallies in Bengal, and I'm not going to travel to Bengal for a Parivartan Yatra to bring avowed Ashol Parivartan in Bengal, or to show that who is the boss, right? We will learn from them. We are a smaller party, much smaller party compared to as they talk about, the biggest political party in the world. We will learn from them. In our own small way, we will do all the things to ensure that our people are safe.
But you're not doing it. You're not doing it.
No,
Look at your
no.
testing numbers. Look at your
No,
testing numbers. The state of
No,
West
Ms.
Bengal's
Shukla.
data on COVID has always had
Ms.
a question
Shukla.
mark in front of it, Mr. Suparna Moitra.
Ms. Shukla.
You want people to live in denial, to believe that COVID doesn't
don't.
exist as a challenge for Bengal.
No, we don't. We don't consider the people to be out of their minds to think that the COVID has gone away. We never expect them to be behaving like that.
You were doing 10 lakh tests in August. You were doing 10 lakh tests in August. You are doing 6 lakh tests in March. Explain to me why.
See, I will tell you, Ms. Shukla, that you possibly came to a conclusion. I didn't want to come to any conclusion. You came to that interpretation and that conclusion because you felt that we would like to show to the people of Bengal that we are doing fine, that we reduce the number of tests intentionally, because if the number of tests goes down, then the COVID cases would also come down.
So what is
That
the
was
reason?
your
I am
interpretation.
asking you. You are here to give us the reason. Mr. Pugayandi was honest enough to say everybody was busy with election. What is the reason in Bengal? Please tell me.
No, so I will tell you, there must be, see, I will tell you that if the tests have come down, there must be reasons for that, which possibly maybe very, very technical in nature, which maybe I'm not being able to articulate at this point of time.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm not willing to accept the interpretation that just to score some brownie points that the cases have come down.
No. So
have we
here is the
reduced
other.
number?
Okay. The other excuse can only be that you got busy and the state machinery was completely busy with holding elections. I don't know, Professor Lahiri, is there a
Actually-
technical explanation?
I'll just tell you, if I put it into perspective, other than Kerala
Yeah.
and a few other states, none other, let's not take out West Bengal or Assam like that. None of our states have performed well regarding the testing. Just take the example of US. They have a total population of about 33 crore. Their total number of testing is 41 crore. That is more than the total population. In India, we have a total population of 138 crore. Do you know that our number of testing? It is about 24 crore. So about 1/5 of the total population. So we are nowhere internationally as regards to testing. If you go through the Worldometer ranking, we are much low tests per million. So if we don't test, if we don't trace, if we don't isolate, we can't treat. So this is the basic thing that as per the our government, as per our agencies, again, I'm telling you, everybody, we
Fair
have
enough.
to blame. Because we have not done enough regarding testing in any of the states.
Yeah,
Not only
okay.
Bengal,
No, I
not only
completely
Assam.
agree with you. We've not done enough in any state. There is much to be desired. Even as our healthcare infrastructure crumbles, our testing labs get overburdened in Maharashtra. There is much to be desired for Maharashtra's testing numbers to go up. But look at this, and we are running two of those examples. The first example is West Bengal and Maharashtra. We've only taken these two simply because one is a poll-bound state in the middle of an election, the other one is not. Now, if you see the numbers, the testing for West Bengal went down almost half or 40% between August and March. For Maharashtra, it's almost doubled. It went up between August and March. So I'll give another example. Now let's look at two other states, one election state, one non-election state. In Assam, it dramatically dropped to 1/4, but in Chhattisgarh, it's actually gone up by almost 5 times. Chhattisgarh is the second worst state now in terms of numbers. They are testing high, they are vaccinating high, they're also figuring out a high number of cases, second worst hit in the state right now in our country. So Mr. Yasky, there is something to be said about the fact that when elections came about, not only did we get distracted with our rallies and broke COVID norms, we also forgot about COVID.
And it's nothing but it's very clear. I'm glad that you brought those facts. These election-going states, the incumbent government intentionally reduced the testing to show that during elections, that their government performing well, they contained the COVID. In fact, they didn't. It's a criminal negligence and playing with the people's lives. It's nothing but they should be tried for criminal negligence. These incumbent government which reduced the testing. You clearly shown that non-going election states are double up the testing, which shows that they are at helm of affairs to contain the second wave, whereas these election-going states clearly violated the oath which they have taken to serve the people of the country and people of their states. And having said that, quick point, Tanvi. When the temple of democracy, the parliament is performing with implementing COVID norms, why can't these election-going states, the central government and election commission should have done it? I totally agree with Dr. Thagarajan and Dr. Lahiri, their suggestions, and the election commission should have taken stringent actions. There's no all-party meeting conducted by Prime Minister. The election commission became a toothless. And I'm really appreciating you bringing up this discussion here. You could have easily implemented when Parliament is functioning using COVID norms. Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha performing different timings, functioning different timings. Why can't these elections should have held it in a different manner? And made these state governments who are criminally, intentionally playing with the lives of the people, make them liable. And Prime Minister, because he is the first person to be made responsible. not implementing when he's talked about lockdown, during lockdown, is Man Ki Baat every time, every Sunday stays.
Yes.
But ताली बजाने से तो खत्म नहीं हुआ ना कोविड पूरा.
Yes, अभी टीका उत्सव भी होगा. अभी एक टीका उत्सव भी होगा when some of the states have already shut down vaccine centers because they don't have vaccine. But I'm sure Mr. Pramod Swami wants to respond since you raised that issue. Pramod Swami जी बोलिए.
देखिए, अभी जो हमारे मधु भाई बोल रहे थे, वो इसलिए उनको ये बोलना चाहिए कि आइए हम सब मिलकर के किस तरह से कोरोना को नियंत्रित करें, इसके ऊपर में मंथन होना चाहिए.
जनाब, ये पहले होना था ना. आपकी बात तो प्रधानमंत्री तो करने तो वही तो करें. प्रधानमंत्री से क्यों नहीं बहरहाल पार्टी मीटिंग को इलेक्शन होने के बाद क्यों कह रहे हैं डिबेट का? प्रधानमंत्री से पहले कहना था ना.
अरे आप बोल लीजिए ना.
जनाब, आपसे मैं डिस्टर्ब नहीं कर, आपको पूछ रहा हूँ. यही तो प्रश्न पूछ रहे. देश आपके साथ
जवाब तो देने. अरे आप तो 1 घंटा से बोल रहे हैं, मैं तो 2 मिनट भी नहीं बोला. मेरे को बोलने तो दीजिए. मैं बोलते ही आपको तकलीफ क्यों होने लगी? सुनिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि कोरोना की बीमारी से हमें राजनीतिक चश्मे से ऊपर उठ करके हमें इस बीमारी से लड़ना पड़ेगा. आज देखिए, बात यहाँ अमेरिका की उठी. आज अमेरिका में प्रतिदिन 30 लाख लोगों को वैक्सीन दी जा रही है और भारत वर्ष में आज 26.5 लाख लोगों को हम वैक्सीन दे रहे हैं. लेकिन जब वैक्सीन निकली तो हमारे विपक्ष के नेता क्या बोलने लगे कि ये मोदी वैक्सीन है, वैक्सीन नहीं लगाएंगे. आज कांग्रेस पार्टी के जो प्रतिनिधि बैठे हुए हैं, बजाय इस गंभीर मुद्दे पर चिंतन करने के लिए वो प्रधानमंत्री के ऊपर दोषारोपण कर रहे हैं. ये कैसे?
वो आपसे पूछ रहे हैं प्रमोद स्वामी जी, वो आपसे ये पूछ रहे कांग्रेस के नेता कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने आज मीटिंग करी, इसके पहले और रेगुलरली मीटिंग क्यों नहीं करी स्टेट चीफ मिनिस्टर्स के साथ? क्या वो भी इलेक्शन में बिजी थे?
नहीं, प्रधानमंत्री इस मुद्दे के ऊपर में बड़ी गंभीर है और शुरू से ही उनकी गंभीरता हमें प्रकट हुई है. लेकिन आज हमारे कांग्रेस के मित्र उनका मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं कि थाली बजाई, घंटा बजाया. नहीं, सुन लीजिए. अरे आपके नेता तो विदेशों में जाके भी भारत का मजाक उड़ाते हैं, भारत की डेमोक्रेसी का मजाक उड़ाते हैं. आपको तो हमारे संसदानों पर भी विश्वास नहीं है ना. आप जब इलेक्शन हारते हैं तो ईवीएम के ऊपर प्रश्न उठाते हैं. आप जब इलेक्शन हारते हैं तो इलेक्शन कमीशन पे प्रश्न उठाते हैं. जब सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक होता है तो उसके प्रूफ मांगते हैं. एयर स्ट्राइक के आप प्रूफ मांगते हैं. आपको तो भारत के जो हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन है उस पर विश्वास नहीं है.
पॉलिटिक्स नहीं करते हैं. आज प्रमोद स्वामी जी, ठीक है.
सुन लीजिए. अरे मेरे को बोलने दीजिए ना. आपको क्या तकलीफ हो रही है जब मैं बोल रहा हूँ?
नहीं, बिकॉज आप मेरे टॉपिक से अलग चले गए हैं.
नहीं, टॉपिक नहीं. जब कांग्रेस के प्रतिनिधि मोदी जी की समालोचना कर रहे थे तब आपने नहीं कहा कि कोविड पर चर्चा करिए. मोदी जी की समालोचना क्यों कर रहे हैं?
नहीं, उनका सवाल कोविड से रिलेटेड था. अब आप कहीं और चले गए.
मैं भी कोविड से ही. सुनिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि ये कोविड की समस्या को हमें राजनीतिक से ऊपर उठ करके सबको मिलकर के इसका समाधान करना पड़ेगा. और आज प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्वयं कहा कि मेरी समालोचना हो रही है, मुझे उससे कोई तकलीफ नहीं है. आइए हम सब मिलकर के इसके खिलाफ लड़ते हैं. लेकिन ये हमारे मित्र लोग.
तो आप भी उत्तेजित मत होइए. प्रधानमंत्री ने खुद ही ये बोला कि उनके लिए लोग कहते हैं कुछ, पर उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो अपना काम करते चले जा रहे हैं. आप भी मत उत्तेजित होइए. I have one question for Mr. Pugayandi, because Mr. Pugayandi, now that you've admitted and you've said that you're going to take all the steps to ensure that COVID gets controlled, what does that mean? Do you admit that the last 2 months, if you had put in your rules on time and stepped up on testing, people would not be in a semi-lockdown state today?
Very clear. Today, our testing is 86,000 kind information.
Yes.
Today, 86,000 is over. Totally 2.2 crores. Not stopping. Going on this, because of the election work, we were told the government machinery not able to concentrate. That is the main reason. But another thing, I want to ask the question to my friend Madhu. Madhu sir, if you are complaining the state government, central government, purposely they are doing like this, everything okay. Why you are contesting the election? You have to stop to contest the election. That is same thing you have to announce the nation. We are not interested because this is the Prime Minister, central government, state government. They are all together. They are doing like this. You have to announce why you are contesting the election. Tell me, sir.
No, the people taking charge of the pandemic should not go away and start campaigning. No, they should look at their job. Those who are looking at the political work, but those who are doing the testing and those who are supposed to do the surveillance and who are supposed to do the public education, they should not get distracted.
Yes, exactly the point. Your government and a political party that campaigns needs to be two different things. The government machinery cannot be involved in campaigning and trying to get votes.
No,
that is the differentiation.
Why is the central
Sorry, Tanvi.
Doctor, I want to hear Dr. Thiagarajan. Dr. Thiagarajan, finish your point. Yeah, Dr. Thiagarajan.
This is a state election.
Yes.
There is a limited role, and
Yes.
there is a role that the
Who
government
is
has
the
to
government
do.
mission?
And central government.
Make one more point. You see, one of the reasons why we misinterpreted the November phenomena. What happened in November? The Bihar elections happened, festivals happened, lockdown relaxed, cinema theaters opened, and we had a lot of easing of masks, etc. But actually, diseases came down. And this led many virologists, many people to predict that we are over because
Yes, but on the other hand, Dr. Thiagarajan, there were still many who predicted in November, December that the second wave is coming. It will hit us in February and March, and it will be worse than what we saw first time around. The point was that at no point could the governments have let their guard down. Not only did they let their guard down, they went ahead and the politicians broke all kinds of rules. They broke rules about wearing a mask, they broke rules about social distancing, they broke rules about mask events and gatherings and rallied and campaigned and campaigned. Now that it's almost over, they have come back and they're telling us that, well, you need to lock yourself up at home, wear a mask, sanitize yourself, wait for your turn to get the vaccine, because that's just how it is. They didn't even bother tracking COVID in times of election. Bengal still has time to pull up its socks in the next 3 weeks. Let's wait and see if that happens. A big thank you to all the panelists for joining us on this conversation.